Hello, Sunday evening, another day, another show. Um, Try and keep it light and something interesting. Uh, of late, based on what all is going on in the country, uh, there are a lot of debates on this whole thing of who's a more powerful brand, what's a more powerful brand in the political space. I'll try and answer this very basic question because there are lots of loose conversations around the subject. Let me try and first define to you what is a power brand. Okay, because uh, power brand is being attributed to a lot of people, human beings, in the current ecosystem in the country. So let me first define what is a power brand. Uh, a power brand is a experience the consumer has with a organization over a long period of time, and it's a relationship that is actually quite intangible. You may like to structure it in various ways, but it is a collective uh, collective inputs from a brand that builds that experience in the consumer's mind. It is not linear, it is not singular, it is not one, it is not advertising that builds the brand. Advertising is one part of the mix that builds a brand, but it takes a lot of other things to build a brand. Uh, let's take some examples so that I try and explain to you all properly. Let's take the India context. In India, we've got some really big power brands. Tata's for one, very very big, powerful brand, highly trustworthy, extremely transparent. People love the brand. They pretty much buy whatever the Tata offers because Tata's offer a huge amount of trust with its name. There's Airtel, again a power brand, big, huge, powerful, uh, consistent, very, very dignified, extremely receptive. Uh, there will be, it's a telecom brand, so you will have bad experiences. But I'm talking to you uh, on the whole. Dabur, another big power brand, very, very committed, very loyal, has a consistent product. People believe in it. When you buy a Dabur product, you know what you're getting. Um, Globally, you have the Apples of the world, you have the Nikes of the world, you have many brands. I mean, you have Samsung, you have, these are all the reason why they're called power brands is because they have managed to sustain an engagement with the consumer over the last 30, 40, 50 years. Look at Coke, 70, 80, 100 years. Coca-Cola is possibly the world's most powerful brand, uh, consumed in pretty much every country. To be what they are requires a lot of commitment, hard work, and consistency. So to be a power brand is not very easy. You know, you can be a well-known brand for a short period of time. That's okay. You can be the most famous brand for 10 years. But one mistake and you die very, very fast. I mean, look at Nokia. Nokia used to be a 90-95% market share brand. One morning it disappeared. Whatever is the mistake? Normally the mistakes are not very big. They are a very small mistake, but it will have a disproportionate impact. Uh, I mean, you look at um, a brand can also decide in which space it wants to play. There is a famous example of Avis in US car rental company, which wanted to be the second best brand in America, and they made a living out of that. They became the biggest brand out of that. So you have to be very very careful as to what you stand for, what is your ecosystem, what is your narrative, who controls it, how much is it controlled, who is it controlled by, and how is it managed. Tata has managed their brand with lot of care and love, which is why it is what it is. Uh, so people use terms very, very easily. These are not very easy terms to sit with. They are very, very powerful terms, and they'll need a huge amount of commitment. Today, in the political space in India, we've got two big brands. Yeah, people may agree or disagree with me, but the two big brands are Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi. Yeah, Narendra Modi is a very powerful brand. It's a very powerful brand. It's a very strong brand. It is now sustained for what, 8 years, 7, 8 years. Uh, People love it. People care for it. Uh, but he must realize that his equity will start eroding if he doesn't protect it. What is happening in the country uh, is something that he needs to figure out how to deal with. Let me give you an example here. Okay, when Cadbury's had the worm in it, and when Nestle had that chemical in it, they didn't hide. They came in the media, they spoke about it, they apologized, and they got back to life. One of the biggest attributes of a power brand is extremely humble. Yeah, a power brand will always respond, and power brand will always apologize. If they make a mistake, they accept it and get on with life. I think one of the big things uh, that is hurting Mr. Modi, and I don't know who's advising him. Uh, he needs to now come out and accept failures. It's okay. You are not. You don't live in a perfect world. Things go wrong, and when things go wrong, there's no point sending out your minions to yell and shout. It will make a lot of sense if you just come up and say it. Because your problem is very different now. Your problem is not your minions or your people. Your problem is that you've got an emerging brand, which is Rahul Gandhi. I think Rahul Gandhi today in this country has emerged, may not be as powerful as Mr. Modi, but he is now emerging as a very, very good brand. He's coming across as a decent guy. Looks like a very transparent, simple fellow. Uh, Accessible, which is very, very important for a good brand. Is he apologizes when required. He confesses his mistakes, which is all attributes of a good, powerful brand. A good, powerful brand will withdraw its product if it's not working. A good, powerful brand will actually say that they are sorry about something. I think the difference today between Modi and Rahul Gandhi is that what Mr. Modi is doing, and I don't know who's giving him tips or advice, is living in denial that his brand equity is getting eroded. He's living in denial that people have now started to find fault in what he's doing. He is living in denial that, like the earlier, when his equity was at its most, uh, he was forgiven for whatever he did and said. That is not happening now. In the world of social media and digital, things are traveling faster. Mistakes are being caught quicker, and they are being celebrated. So he needs to fix that part. He needs to come up and say that this has gone wrong. I'll fix it. Because his competition, which is Rahul Gandhi, is emerging much stronger, much better, more transparent, and extremely accessible. Now, in my view, both these are good brands. I will still not call them power brands. Both these are good brands. One is at the top of the game, who needs to figure out how to sustain it. One is challenging the top of the game. Is challenging the power brand, or rather the brand in power, and it was a good, strong, emerging brand. Uh, One needs to top the guy who's challenging the leadership brand needs to up his game in terms of how he needs to market himself better, tell his stories better, find ways of reaching his stories to more people, and the brand that are getting challenged, which is Mr. Modi, he is in a position where he has much to lose. He has not much to gain, whereas Rahul Gandhi has nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Now these are very typical marketing conversations. If I lose, who wins, and if I win, who loses? In the case of Modi, if Mr. Modi loses, Rahul Gandhi wins, and if Mr. Modi wins, Mr. Modi will win. In the case of Rahul Gandhi, it's completely different. In the case of Rahul Gandhi, if he wins, lots of people win with him together. If he loses, it's okay because he's anyway not there in the game. So my bit on this is that, like what happens in the consumer brand space, today in the political brand space, there are two brands who are fighting this battle. Uh, whoever wins this battle will win 24. It's a highly evolved, scientific, uh, street smart battle. And my confession here is neither Mr. Modi nor Rahul Gandhi are getting it. Uh, Mr. Modi is still operating in the 2014 to 18 era, and he still believes that he is untouchable. Whereas I think there are now chinks in the armor. And as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, unless his story travels better, unless he uh, sorts his reach, he will not get very far from where he currently is. Uh, so it's going to be very interesting. I just wanted to clarify this whole angle of power brand. Power brand is a term that can't be used so easily. There are good brand, bad brand, and power brands. Power brands last over they last over decades. They last a lifetime. They outlive you. That's the beauty of power brands. These two gentlemen yet haven't reached that stage yet. When they do, we all will celebrate it. But as of today, they haven't got there. Uh, Mahatma Gandhi is a power brand. He's outlived 7, 8, 9 generations. I don't know how long he will, how long it will survive. But that's a brand that is a power brand in the political space. Nelson Mandela, the power brand. These are brands that are huge. They have been crafted, they have been planned, and they have been thought through. So the 24 game is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a game of transaction. It's going to be a game of who tells the story better. It's a game of who convinces the masses better. And this is not going to be an equity game. It's going to be a communication game. One is losing equity, the other is gaining equity. But neither have the kind of depth that they can do it on their own. So let's wait and watch. It's going to be fun. It's an interesting subject. And yeah, it's a wait and watch game. 24 is what? A year from now? Let's wait. I'm waiting. Let's all of us wait. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening. See you soon. Bye.